everything that is really important in your life that fulfills you and gives you deep emotions, I think is right. That's the biggest thing.
Kati, welcome to Shaping Your Pottery and share with me what is something people might not know about you.
Well, I'm a mother of two children, and from 3 p.m., I think every day is my action time. And even if I spend the time in the morning, absolutely peace, but I love these moments just as much as I love this in the morning. It's a healthy contrast, I think.
I love it. So tell me the story how you got started in ceramics.
I love this question because it's opened up all that I live today. I always been looking for something that would capture my creativity and give me the opportunity to challenge myself. And I also wanted to find something that would motivate me to get up in the morning, even in my old age. And an activity I think that motivates me again and again, but yeah, completely independent of my friends and family. Yeah, you know what I mean, I think. And in addition, I needed something that would slow me a little bit down. I have much energy in my life and I need something that slow me down. Pottery combines all that and so much more, I think. When I wake up at night, for example, I think about how to make my next piece. So each step and yeah, look forward for the next day.
Absolutely love it. So what would you say has been your biggest obstacle along your pottery journey?
I didn't really think I have one. I just started without thinking about it. Never thought about the fact that something could go wrong. Only the time I had to make free. But I took I took the time. I always think that if you really want something, it's, it's possible.
Absolutely agree. I love that. So let's talk about your pottery. In one sentence, can you tell me what you make?
I think it's all a reflection of my inner peace.
That was a perfect
Ab-
one sentence. So tell me the story how you started making the pottery that you make today.
That's easy. I always wanted to show that anyone who has a piece of clay or something at home can create something with their own hands. So combine handwork and the use of everyday objects. Nobody needs a full box of tools, I think. Everything we want to create, we can do with a few things. And sometimes we just need to look around us.
I love that so much. Shaping Nation, if you could look around yourself and look around other areas, you could take inspiration from anywhere and you could apply that to your own pottery. I love that.
Yeah. Well, what you always see in my videos, it's all what I the most things I use are from all things from my home, from my kitchen, from my room in there.
I love that so much. So, you are inspired by nature and music. How does this impact the way you make your pottery?
Mm, when I set up my workstation, music is directly switched on. It's always a very important thing for me. And I always listen to a playlist that plays extremely slow music, and that brings me to an absolutely calm and gives me deep peace. And when my work starts, it is almost like a long process of mediation over the whole time. So I very personal inner journey, I think. Falling and just drifting through time and the moment. This is also what I see in nature. All plants and animals live in the moment, in harmony with themselves and with the things around them.
I love that. Every single time I'm making pottery, I'm always listening to music. I love that so much. So, something I love that you do is you practice mindful living. How has this helped you with the pottery that you make?
For me, living mindfully and making pottery are absolutely interconnected. And when you perform such a historical rooted art and work with a material and shape in harmony with yourself, how can that not be mindful? Everything else, such a good nutrition, physical movement, and mental health, I think comes naturally.
Definitely agree. So, can y so something else that I love about your pottery is that you make a little bit of everything in pottery. Can you tell me more about why you have so much variety with your pottery?
I have a question for you. Have you ever been so hungry that you thought you could just eat anything right now? That's what
Yes,
I've it's how yeah, this is how is pottery for me. I'm always hungry for something new. I always want to learn something, create new forms, challenge myself. And most of all, I love to create complicated pieces in a simple way and share this knowledge.
I love that. So it's funny that you mentioned that have you ever been so hungry? Because literally right before this, I was so hungry, and that's exactly how I felt. So I love that. Can you walk me through the process or your thought process, I guess, on how you create one of your sculptures?
Mm, there's always a basic idea, I think, but never comes out exactly this at the end, at that at the end. In the process of my pottery, new ideas arise incredible often. And even if I want to make a simple cup, I always need some challenge in the shape or pattern. It's always the same. So to get back to your question, first there is the idea and then my hands, and they are guided by the keys of my creativity.
I love that so much. So let's talk about discovering your voice. Can you tell me about the moment when you knew you were heading the right direction with your pottery?
I think I'm not the typical potter, especially when it comes to finding my own voice. I don't want to commit myself to a certain direction, but maybe that's my voice too. I don't know.
I love that. Shaping Nation, you don't have to be bogged down by the same thing over and over again. If you want to have a lot of variety with your pottery, you can go do that. I love
It,
that. So, you contribute your growth as an artist to following your passion. Can you tell me more about this?
everything that is really important in your life that fulfills you and gives you deep emotions, I think is right. That's the biggest thing yeah, there's nothing else to say about it. And of course, this will always promote your inner growth. So in life, always that, yeah, do what fulfills you, and the rest will happen all by itself.
Can you give me an example? It's okay if you don't have an example, but can you give me an example of like one of your passions and how that related back to your pottery?
I think it's always this thing of of my creativity. Since I was a little child, I always wanted to make things with my hands and create something and so on. And I think when you have this deep in your soul, you there's no way to get it. Yeah, you can't give it not this room. You know what I mean? I think you
Mhm.
need this woman in your life to let it out and yeah, let it come to life.
I love that so much. So, what does it mean to you to discover your own voice?
As I said, I don't think I'm still yeah, I think I'm still flexible in my art. Maybe it's my voice. I don't think. Well, see what shows up the next years. I don't know. It's a little bit I think it's a little bit special when you have not this direction with this own sculpture, with this one sculpture you made it in yeah in different shapes or something. It's in my life, pottery is a very big room with so much things, and I'm not here at this one point.
I love that. Shape Nation pottery, there's so much things in pottery, and you can choose every single one if you want to learn.
I
You
think
don't have to
so.
be stuck with one. I love that so much. So, what advice would you give to someone that is trying to discover their own unique voice with their pottery?
If you find something beautiful, if you feel that it appeals it yeah, to you visually and haptically, then the right direction has been reached. I think it's it's one way, but you must be able to put everything you feel into your art. You made it with your sculptures. I love that so much. It's a little bit like a little kid that comes and made all these what's happened in you, and I loved it so much. And yeah, I think that is simply satisfy you. And only you have done that, you have everything you need to shape your voice.
Definitely agree. Love it so much. So, as we are coming to a close here, what is one thing you want to hammer home with my audience today?
I would recommend it everyone to always follow their own passion. Never try to imitate, say someone or be like someone else. Our lifetime is the most valuable thing we have. And we should always invest it in something that makes us feel good. It is just like we are doing this interview together now. We both know that we are giving positive moments to others and it feels good.
Absolutely love that. Kati, it was great chatting with you today. Where can my artists go and learn more about you?
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.